I promise you, baby, that love and nothing less. Supreme truth, the only lesson. Let knowledge be the test. I promise you, baby, that love and nothing less. Supreme truth, the only lesson. Let knowledge be the test. I promise you, baby, that love and nothing less. Supreme truth, the only lesson. Let knowledge be the test. I promise you, baby, that love and nothing less. Supreme truth, the only lesson. Let knowledge be the test. I promise you. I promise you.
What's good, family? My name is CJ Johnson. I'm a Marine Corps combat veteran, currently living in Atlanta, Georgia. What can I say about Mr. Walter Cotton and this great network that I've been blessed with? Before I met Mr. Cotton, kind of got out the Marine Corps with a confused mind, because just being in the military, that was a lot of things I started to not agree with, and I just felt like it was time to go. And I kind of came to Atlanta really trying to find a way. I had twins on the way, didn't know what I was going to do. So naturally, from how I was raised, I just started, doing side gigs, finally found a job with the CDC, and was kind of like searching my way, just trying all different kind of things. And in that process, just kind of meeting people that was really, I guess, using, our skin color to get over. So I was getting in environments, I was investing in a lot of things, but a lot of things wasn't happening. And a friend of mine had mentioned federal contracting. At the time, my mind frame was thinking that it might have been a little too much for me to get into, just not knowing what it was. So I kind of put it to the side. I think about a year and a half ago, it came back to me, and I'm not even sure. Maybe I just been on, maybe it was a cookie following me, and something was popping up on the website with SBA, and I kind of was looking into it, signed up for a couple more classes, and it just felt like it was just so much stuff to go through. And I kind of figured that it was on purpose to kind of weed out who was going to, I guess, get to the top of the food chain. I ended up going to a networking event, and it was a lady I never seen her before in my life. Just out the blue, looked me in my face and was like, "I feel your spirit. You look familiar." And I'm like, I was spooked out at first. I was like, okay, what is she talking about? I'm like, still being cordial and nice. And I was like, "No, man, I don't know you. But my name is CJ Johnson. A friend invited me here just to network and meet some people." And she was like, "Have you ever been in the military?" I was like, "Yes." She said, "You ever been to combat?" Like, "Yes." "You got injured?" She just asked me these questions, these qualifiers. And I asked her why. And she was like, "Have you ever dealt with government contracting?" And I was like, okay. I'm not a real religious person, but spiritually, some things called me and talked to me. And at that particular time, I said, okay, this been too many times, and you've been asking and praying to be shown things. You've been asking for opportunities. You've been asking. You got this feeling that you're supposed to do something bigger. Maybe this is it, and you just keep ignoring the sign. So when she talked to me, she was like, "I think we need to talk. And if it's not with me, you need to talk to someone, because you're a walking multimillionaire right now if you take a look at this." And it freaked me out. I said, I've been down here in Atlanta a few years, and everybody has that talk. But it was just how we met, and then what she was saying, and I felt this like energy, and I was like, okay. She was partnering with someone. They just charged like a little too much for me at the time. And I really couldn't, I was trying to, barter some things and everything like that, but we just couldn't get to it. So I was like, man, I know it's something behind this. Fast forward 2 weeks later, I was seeing Boyce Watkins advertise for some courses coming up, and I saw your face. And I said, well, let me do some background on them like I usually do. And then I started seeing your name associated with some big things, and I turned around and signed up for the class. And after the course, something just was talking to me saying, this is it. I'm not quite sure. I mean, I did my research as much from what I can do, but I just got to find out what it's about. And the organizer of the Boyce Watkins course didn't answer me back. But I said, let me find out Mr. Khan's email. I'm gonna email him directly to see if I can get into the course. And how everything happened from the time you responded back to me up to this point, it has me feeling like it's something divine, has me feeling like I'm in the right place, taking a step forward, because I found my tribe. I found a group of people that's like-minded, a group of people that had bigger missions in life than just themselves and or menial type things. Just it felt right. And I looked up and you hit me back saying that you might have been usually waiting till the course launched to get access, but I got access immediately. And it was just all the things I wasn't used to, because I was used to dealing with shiesty individuals. I was used to dealing with things that wasn't what they advertised. And everything since then has been, it felt like a under promise, but an over delivery. The group dynamic has been excellent. The way that my mind has expanded just from the conversations, not even getting to the powerful tool we have and what we have now in the network, but just the conversations and the love and the renewed vision and the spirit of what we are. It takes you back to just the thought of being great. We've been beat down for so long, and all these different avenues and all these different things we chasing, and it's honestly been feeling hopeless out here. I'm gonna just be real about it, especially as a disabled vet. Just all the things we went to fight for this nation, and then come back to see that what it's supposed to stand for is not necessarily what's reflected out here, especially for people that look like us. So when I found this network, when I found Mr. Cotton, I found this tribe, I just really felt like I was at home. And to be honest, I think we're gonna just ride to death with this unit and everybody that might become associated with it, because I know what we have now, and I know for me and my family and the generations to come, it's an afterthought. It's already done happened, but I'm more motivated by helping the people in the network also accomplish their dreams, and people that probably don't even know we're coming to help them. Just that right in itself, knowing that we gonna have the power to change things and don't have to ask anybody for that, I'm overexcited about it.
CJ, let me, if I could jump in and interject. I want to ask a question, because you said something that sparked my attention, and you used the word knowing. And in many instances, people talk about this kind of area about from the perspective of having faith in it, right? I have faith in the idea that, what this person is espousing can be done. I have a belief in it. But you talk from a perspective of knowing, which means that you must have some evidence that validates that you can do what is being said. What is motivating the confidence? What's motivating the knowing in you?
Yeah, the faith thing, like I said, that went, it carried me up to the point to where I actually started seeing things written down, black and white, regulations in place for us to win. Not things that's just coming from Ms. Cotton's mouth, not hearsay, not some course on YouTube. Federal regulations stating, here you guys go, take advantage of it, if you will. So the words that was written on black and white, and then other things that we have got access to, where you see the numbers, you see things moving, it's a no-brainer.
So you're on pace to crack your first billion, right? And you're out there looking for people to partner with to share in that escapade, if you will. If someone is watching this video and they want to contact CJ and find out how they can partner with you, first of all, I'd like you to explain to them what area you're interested in. And then secondly, I'd like you to, give them a way that they could reach out and touch CJ if they'd like to have you vet them for partnership.
Sure. Hold on. What was the first question? I'll listen to the second.
What areas are you looking to target with this new skill set that you have?
Yes, sir. So I have a background in communications, field communication and intelligence, but I've always been sort of a techie. So wireless communications on a large level is basically what I'm focusing on at this point in time. Uh, Everything from point A to Z, if it's used for communications and in the wireless field, that's what I'm focusing on right now. If someone has, I guess, a want to get in the area, or maybe they already doing it and would like to take advantage of what we have on our hands, they can go to mynpu.org, or they can email me at info@concreterodesventures.com. That's info at concrete, concrete, rose, rose, ventures, ventures.com. And we can definitely get a conversation started and get some things going, because like I said, this is it's already been written. It's our time to take advantage of it, and I'm definitely willing to take everyone that wears our social uniform, as you say, to the next level.
Question, your focus, at least your discussion so far, has been about government contracting. And as you know, there is a emerging event over on the continent of Africa with the African Union creating the free trade zone. Do you see any viable pathway for you to take what you're building here and be of benefit or a blessing in any way to your distant relatives on the continent?
Most definitely. It's well, how I see it, I don't have the specifics as of yet, but for what I see, there's really no restrictions in us taking this international. If we can do it locally, we can do it statewide, we can do it federally. The strategy would allow us to be able to help and provide resources for the needs over in the motherland.
Gotcha. And one last question. Actually, this is a test. And I know you weren't prepared for a test, so I like to spring them on them. Can you explain in layman's terms what the rule of two advantage produces for you as a small business contractor?
Yeah. I guess simply put, the power of two allows us to, I don't want to say monopolize. The power of two allows us to basically get any kind of business we want. The contracts that's out there, I could have another partner with me, and if it's something that they want to do, us two partnering together can get that contract without worrying about competition or anything of that sort. And it's a beautiful thing. I love group dynamics. I just love the fact that you taught us this. So if we're partnering up and there's two of us and you want to get something, we're going to get it. That's what the power of two is, basically, in layman's terms.
In layman's terms, you said that accurately. And if I was to explain it more consistently with the way they say it in the Code of Federal Regulations, it says that if the two individuals, two small businesses, go after a book of business in the federal space and they qualify for it, that book of business has got to be set aside in a way that only they could compete for it, which is one of the tools that CJ and the community of practice that he's talking to you about has in their toolkit. One last question, CJ, if you were on the other side of the camera, right? You were at home watching this. What would you like to hear come from your mouth that would give you comfort about taking the next step in this process, whether it be educating yourself further or taking the step of becoming a member of the MPU network? What would you like to hear from your mouth to help satisfy that need?
Hey, I don't know, because now it's like I kind of revert back to not knowing, and everything I've been exposed to, I can't go back to that. But I would say to someone that's watching this that might be apprehensive, that might have a lot of questions, just, you know, where you are today, is that where you want to be? You might come across a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different things, and it just don't feed your soul. I promise you, it can't get any more realer. It can't get any more realer. It is the opportunity of a lifetime for us to do things that we've always wanted to do without needing permission from others, without, oh man, just without, you know, the struggle. You know what it is. We don't have to beat the dead horse. If you need any reinsurance, dive in. I promise you, dive in. And I'm in it. So I'm like, if it's not Mr. Cotton helping it, I will help you go along to just pull you along to the end, throw you on my back, whatever I have to do to get you there, because that's how much I believe in it. And I'm just the type of person, before I even knew what was going on with this, I knew I needed to do something different. And if you're sitting there right now, you've been searching, been doing all these different things, and people have been, you know, leaving you out to dry, and you're tired of freaking just trading just hours for dollars, just everything, all those different things. Do your research, but I'm telling you, this is the place you need to be. You can email Mr. Cotton your questions, hell, email me your questions or whatever it is, but just dive in, because I'm telling you, we have something in our hands that's so special. I mean, it's no cap, like we say. This is listen. See, you're gonna see my face, and then you're gonna see me standing there, other people that we help do things, and we're going to the motherland. We're doing these things right now, and I just plead with you, just take a look at this, join the team, and let's make it happen.
Folks, now that's an example of the power of group dynamics, right? And we always espouse that African proverb in our group that says to go fast, go alone, but to go far, go in a group. And the group dynamic that CJ is demonstrating to you is that of a family dynamic that's ready to embrace everyone and raise, like a rising tide, everything in its wake. I'm going to give CJ a virtual high five and bid him adieu. And for all of you, join us on the MPU network, where you can find out more information about this revolution that is not going to be televised. Until next time, Walter Cotton saying, I'm out.
I promise you, baby, that love and nothing less. Supreme truth, the only lesson. Let knowledge be the test. I promise you, baby, that love and nothing less. Supreme truth, the only lesson. Let knowledge be the test. I promise you, baby, that love and nothing less. Supreme truth, the only lesson. Let knowledge be the test. I promise you, baby, that love and nothing less. Supreme truth, the only lesson. Let knowledge be the test. I promise you.